Okay, welcome here. This is something that I want to talk about that I just discovered recently. So I have this scene here. As you can see up in the top, we have draw calls at 119. And I want to show you how shadows and lighting can affect draw calls. So if I look around, my draw calls will kind of jump around. But if I go back up to here, okay, we'll stabilize at 97, it looks like. I've hidden all of the creatures just so we don't get too much changing of the draw calls from them coming in and out of frame. But we have this tree up here that has lighting, and I have it enabled right now, and we're at 97 draw calls. This is an Omni light right here. Energy, range, we got these settings here, and I have shadows on. What I'm going to do is I'll toggle the visibility, pop back in, and now we are at 81. So just from the lighting, that was 16 draw calls that we were seeing. Now, if I look down here, we're at 111. I'll go back over here, go up. Now we're at 143. So now we jumped up 30. And that looks to be because of the shadows, of course. So I had this as a Omni light that comes all the way from there and spreads all over. You can see some weird banding artifacts. But I had wanted to make it glow a bunch. And I'm realizing that that's not really going to be performant. I knew shadows are heavy on performance, but I didn't realize that they affected draw calls like this. I've disabled the grass shadows, so it's not nearly as much as it would normally be. And at one point I had one light on each one of these little glowing bits of the tree. And we were at 2,000 draw calls when I would actually load into the game. So I'll show you again now. As I load into the game, here we have the actual user-created stuff, so you can build here. And you can see our draw calls have already jumped up to 500, 400 range, sometimes up to 6. And some of this stuff is just because I haven't optimized my meshes yet. There's ways I can do that. But a lot of it is also from these shadows. So if I go back here, let's see. We're at 595. I'm going to hide this. And 437. So that's 150 draw calls or so just from the shadows. So what do? Well, we can disable shadows for these types of lights. You just want to make sure when you're doing dynamic lighting like this, you got to be careful with your shadows because they are adding a ton of draw calls potentially. So I always thought it was just a general performance thing, it's just slower when you have a lot of shadows, which does make sense, but I just had no idea that it actually contributed so much to the draw calls. If you are looking for this little performance overlay that I have here at the top, it's just a simple plugin that I created that allows you to see the draw calls, primitives, objects, and stuff. You can customize it yourself as well and add different monitors. This right here, DS Performance Overlay, you can download it and just drag it into your scene. So if you're interested in that, you can check it out. And by the way, if you want to follow the progress on the game, you may just drop a subscribe, and you should catch me when I'm live. Or you can catch the VODs after the fact, and I also try to post some videos, mostly shorts, but some longer ones like this too. But yeah, if you're interested in keeping up to date with the project that I have here, the game, I'm hoping within a month or so to have a playable demo. Anyway, peace out.